Alright everybody, how's it going? My name is Derek. I currently am a CDL driver for night. Today I thought I'd just do a quick video on how to line up your fifth wheel and pretty much how to back into a trailer and all the proper hookups and what you need to do. This is just going to be a general quick video. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because every driver is going to say something. Every driver does it differently. This is just going to be the basic setup and pretty much what you're looking for when you're backing up your trailer. So I'm actually going to walk around to the other side where the hitches are. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do a good inspection of your trailer. And what I mean by that is that you want to come out here, and usually yard hustlers will sit there and hook up to the trailer and raise them up, and your landing gear tends to be a lot higher than your actual fifth wheel. So instead of backing your truck up and just ramming into the trailer, the first thing you want to do is get out and actually see the height difference between your fifth wheel and the trailer. Obviously this trailer is too high, so we're going to be lowering it down before we actually hook it up to the tractor. Next thing you want to do is actually a full inspection of your trailer. So we're actually going to go to the back of the trailer, and this means that you're just going to check the tire pressure. You're going to look at to see if there's any damage around the trailer, make sure all the placards are there, and then you really want to take a look at what DOT is going to be looking at, which is going to be your tire tread, tire pressure, make sure your lights work, and most importantly your brakes. So come down here, you're going to take a look at your brakes, your control arms, and just like the whole setup of the actual trailer. So what you're looking for is you want to check the drum brakes, and you want to make sure you have obviously a fat pad and lots and lots and lots of depth for your brakes. Anything that's below this line usually means that you want to replace it due to the fact that the DOT regulations is 5/16 of an inch from the center right here of your pad. Anything less than that, it will put you out of service and probably give you a ticket. Next thing you want to look at is you want to obviously look at your slack adjusters and your control arms, and you want to make sure that there's no cracks, dents, damage, anything's broken. You want to look at your little fasteners here, make sure all that stuff is good to go. So you're going to take a look at each set of axles. You just want to make sure everything is not broken. Anything that really sticks out would make this trailer deadline, and then you cannot use it. The next thing you want to take a look is just take a look at the inner walls of your tires. Make sure that there's no chunks of tread missing. It's nice and inflated, and there's nothing wrong with the tread. I'm not going to spend too much time on the tread because obviously it's pretty easy to spot a tire that's missing tread, or it's flat, or might have something wrong with it. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But next thing you want to know is you just want to look at your double band brake chambers here, and just make sure that these are not rusted and there's nothing wrong with them. And we're actually, when we feed air to the trailer, we'll do a tug test and make sure that these are not leaking on any axle. You also want to check out your air lines and air hoses too, along with this air tank. So that's with the back of your trailer. The next thing is pretty easy. You're just going to look for your mud flaps on both sides, and then when you're all done hooking up, you're going to check to make sure all the lights work. This particular trailer is it's pretty rusty, but these are still LEDs and should work just fine. So after that, you want to make sure you have all your hinges. These hinges are actually brand new, so the hinges are okay. So that pretty much is going to complete the walk around of the trailer, and then we'll actually get to the part where we back up and hook everything up. Okay, now that we actually have the tractor pulled up to the trailer, the next thing you want to do is actually check the glad hands and the seals that are on the trailer. You want to make sure that these rubber gaskets are definitely in place, and you want to double check the ones that are on your actual glad hands as well. So hooking this up is actually fairly simple. You just hook up blue to blue, red to red, electricity to electricity. So this one, on the instance, this looks like it's either missing a piece or it's folded. Oh, there it goes, it popped out. So just in case situations like that, it's just folded, nothing huge. So obviously blue is going to go to blue, and I'm going to show you the change here. I'm left-handed, so I'm going to switch here. So you're just going to take it, and you're going to put it up on an angle like this, and you're going to lock that tip in the front, and you're just going to slide that in. And sometimes you're going to have to lube up these O-rings, but nothing too bad. So then red to red, obviously same thing. I'm going to sit here and lock up that top. This is going to be a little bit trickier, and just lock those into place. These aren't going to go anywhere. Double check. Pigtail, obviously, electricity. Just going to slide that in. Slide it in, little lock on top here. Want to make sure that goes into there. Give it a good tug. It's not going anywhere. So that's how you hook up your electrical systems and your airlines to your truck. Also, once your trailer is hooked up, you're going to want to come underneath your trailer, with the landing gear down, of course, and you're gonna wanna make sure that that king's pin on your trailer is locked. You wanna make sure it's locked around the shaft and nowhere else. And you wanna make sure that when you look from the side, you don't see any daylight or anything peeking through between the trailer and your fifth wheel surface plate. Also, one thing I failed to mention is that when you back up your truck, don't be that guy to sit there and just ram your truck into a trailer. I understand things like that happen when you actually have a loaded trailer and it's really, really heavy. But due to the fact that this one is empty, there's no need to sit there and just back up and slam your truck into the trailer, possibly damaging the fifth wheel or the king's pin. It's just going to cause you a delay. So, moving on to landing gear. It's two different things for the landing gear, two different gears. You have a high gear and a low gear. So obviously, this being high gear means that the gear ratio means that fewer turns will lift up this landing gear. If you want to put it in low gear, simply give it a pull. It slides out. Go ahead and lock it in, and obviously it's real easy to turn, but it's more for torque because this is going to take all day to sit there and raise up. So we're going to put it back in low gear, high gear. Pretty simple. So with that, we're going to sit here and lift up this landing gear. Obviously, I will stop the video because it's going to take a while. Okay, with the landing gear up, we're back in the truck. We're simply just going to start the truck. Okay. Turn on the air because it's like 100-something degrees outside. Here, actually, turn that down so you can hear. Get out of this information. Usually it's going to sit there and say, you know, trailer ABS or something will be off. No worries, it will fix itself. All right, there it goes. So next thing you know, we're going to do a quick brake check here. So we're going to push in the tractor's brakes, we'll leave the trailer brakes on, put our truck into drive, wait until it stops making noise so it charges our tanks and releases our brakes for the truck. We're going to give it a two little tugs to make sure that the trailer doesn't roll freely with the brakes on. Now, if the trailer were to roll with the trailer brakes activated, you'd have a serious problem with your brakes, and this trailer would not be allowed to be on the road. So now that we know that I can hit the gas and we're not going anywhere because the trailer's brakes are actually very, very good, we can now hit the trailer brakes to charge the tanks. Wait for the PSIs to equalize there, showing that the air is going to the tanks. And we are okay. So we're gonna, once again, we're just gonna pull out slowly, make sure we're not gonna go traffic. And the reason I'm pulling out now is so we can get the trailer out on the road and I can do a full walk around and see that the lights work, the blinkers work, the four-ways work, pretty much everything that we need to do with inspecting this trailer. Alright, so I'm going to line up and wait for some of this dust to clear out. I'm only going to set the tractor brakes, so I want to actually see the gapping between, the spacing between the brakes on the back. And I'll wait for some of this dust to clear out. Alright, so take a look. Oh, I forgot to put the four-ways on. Alright, so headlights are on. Hit the four-way button. Yeah, so we're just going to do a quick walk around of the trailer, make sure there's no damage. Obviously, we're missing a rubber guard that goes all along the side. This seems a little flimsy, but it's okay. But what we're mainly looking for is that we have a blinker. We'll shut these cargo doors here soon. A little light here. Usually if it's on the truck, it's supposed to work. So LED lights are working, brake lights are working, running lights are on. This one's working, this one's working. There's also 3 lights up there. You want to double check and make sure those work. And we'll walk around and we'll see the last turn signal is on and functional. So at this point in time, we'd walk around the trailer. We'd check for any damage, running lights up top, the corner running lights, make sure those are up there, they work, which they look like they do. They're just very tiny. And that's about it. From there, we would just check to make sure anything else, anything that we missed, which I don't think we did, and you're ready to hit the road. So I hope this is helpful for anybody. Of course, we can go into more detail with tire pressure and all this other stuff, and I'll still check that. And usually I like to roll the trailer out because it will show you the rest of the tire that you might not have seen before. So you got like little gouges like this, or you could be missing a major chunk of tread that was just obviously sitting on it, but we don't have that problem. So tire pressure seems to be okay, but I'll check a gauge with that later, and we'll shut the doors and we'll be good to go. So I hope this is just a general basic of hooking up a truck and a trailer. And I can go into more detail about it and all that other stuff, but if you really want to know, go get a CDL. So this is just your basic hookup. So I hope this is just helpful for some people if you wanted to know how a truck and trailer actually hook up. But other than that, that's really it. It's pretty basic, pretty easy. So thanks for watching.